At the 23rd International Exhibition at the Triennale Milano, 20 participants were exhibiting. The huge space devoted to Italy, called A Tradition of the New, featured 2 episodes ago on my vlog in episode 181. I was back 1 day later to visit the smaller pavilions. Some were too dark to film in, some were too detailed to encompass in a video overview, but I hope you'll enjoy my very personal small selection which follows. Poland's pavilion was entitled Greenhouse Silent Disco and was devoted to the sensory capacities of plants and how they communicate with each other, with the language of plants being transformed into sound by digital systems. Absolutely fascinating, but unfortunately, the adjacent pavilion had non-stop talking head interviews going on, which made it almost impossible to hear the subtle sounds emanating from the 12 selected plants. Just 1 wall away was the French pavilion, where I found the explanatory information about the non-European origins of the botanical ancestor of the lemon tree intriguing. Close by was the Rwandan exhibit, focusing on paintings by the Rwandan German artist Nkwame. In the Czech Republic's imaginary house Living in a Dream, I was taken by Stefano Giacomello's Down the Canyon. Next door, in the Austrian pavilion, a 40,000 times magnified sculpture of an amoeba was as startling as the text information about microorganisms in, on, and around the human body. In Planet Ukraine, the texts were as important for me as the images. I won't add any comment to them. Across a corridor was the Serbian pavilion. Its beautiful content explored the human relationship with the unknown through a need for symbols which transcend time, using motifs from medieval Serbian fresco paintings. I backtracked to visit the pavilion of the Democratic Republic of Congo as my last stop, with 3 arresting works by 3 different artists, 2 of whom are included here. My capacity to absorb was depleted after the 18 pavilions I had visited. I found refreshment once again in the Triennale Café. There I had a truly excellent risotto milanese with dried gremolata, parsley, garlic, and lemon peel, in case you'd forgotten, for lunch. Over my coffee I relaxed, enjoying the view of Giorgio de Chirico's mysterious baths sculptures outside. Then it was upstairs again for the final exhibition section of Unknown Unknowns, Mondo, Reale. The introductory text presented Mondo Reale as a step into the unknown of the everyday world. The works of 17 artists, plus mathematicians, physicists, and philosophers, were on display here. Some of the installations were impossible to film, and all of the identifying labels were underlit. I'll still precede those items I filmed or photographed by the work's label, even if they're difficult to read. The closing object was the second beautiful painting by Jader Espel, and please forgive my mangled Brazilian Portuguese pronunciation of the artist's name. At the end of a fabulously enriching day at the Triennale Milano, my thoughts were gradually turning towards my dinner a few hours later at Belle Ristorante. All those delectable details will be in my next video.